What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Trading Decoded. It is December 20th, 2022, and it is 4:12 in the afternoon, and the market is closed. Today was my biggest loss trading publicly to date. I'm ashamed about what I did. Fortunately, nobody followed me in it. Some people took the same trade, but they were wise enough to get out, most of them with profit. Some with a very small loss. I have no rhyme or reason for what I did. I ended up closing the day down $1,750. In relation to the account that I'm trading live with everybody, that was about a 9.5% hit on the account. By no means am I, blowing up an account or even close to it. But it's a step back, not so much that I'm worried about financially, but not even emotionally, mentally, if that. My issue is more that I did this, openly in front of people that I'm trying to teach not to do. I know we have weak moments from time to time. Today was just a bad one. I completely ignored my stops, and it got to a point where I said, you know what? I'm just going to hold these things and see where they go. We'll get into why I took the trade. We'll get into where I should have gotten out of the trade. And then we'll get into how I could have minimized the damage of that trade despite breaking all the rules. I only took 3 trades on the day. We did talk about quite a few trades that ended up working out marvelously that I didn't personally take myself. So as a group and collectively as plays that I saw or thought could be good, we talked about them before they happened, and a lot of people got to take advantage of those plays and make some money. So fortunately, like I said, people didn't follow me when I made my decision to be stupid. And so the only person that got hurt, both pride-wise and financially, was myself for the most part. So let me go ahead and launch the chart, and we'll talk about the day. We'll show you what not to do, which we already know what not to do. So anyway, in pre-market, we had a pretty tight range. We were ranging between 379.25 and 380.41. Not a huge range. Market makers weren't expecting a large move today anyway, so they were expecting somewhere around $2, actually a little less than a $2 move. We did move beyond that point a little bit, but not massively. It was a pretty balanced day, all things considered, and we had some swings up, we had some swings down, but at the end of the day, SPY ended up closing the day only up 0.14%. Most of the top 10, besides Tesla, closed within 1% or less of their closing price from yesterday. So it wasn't a huge overall day as far as the stock market goes from start to finish, but we had our opportunities in between. So pre-market, we stayed in this range pretty tight. We had those 8 o'clock candles that took out my 2 lower targets, but this target here ended up becoming pretty important throughout the day, actually. And as we started to move up, at this point, I'm telling everybody, and this was kind of a mistake, even though I made money on this particular trade. Mistake number 1, okay? I wasn't going to play the immediate open, all right? And I did tell everybody that I believed we would pull back, hit this 379.87 line, and move down to target number 1, okay? I said that before open, but I played it too soon. So as we came in, we tried to move up, got knocked down, we hit the target. We tried to move up, got knocked down, still hit the target. Tried to move up, got knocked down. Now, I got in on this, we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th attempt to move higher. My lack of patience on this move is what caused me to miss the ideal entry on this move, okay? I know that I said it before the market opened because we had people take that trade up there, which I'm happy for. I ended up taking 10 calls here, 10 puts at $1.40 a piece. And because of these 2 wicks here and the fact that we were struggling to stay down here, I just put my limit order in to sell for $1.50. On 10 contracts, it's a $100 trade. Ultimately, the original play worked out great, meaning we rejected this line as we had in pre-market several times. And we moved straight down to the target line, which would have been ideal. And below that. Now, here's the doozy. Okay, so as we started to move down, ADD was trending down. Qs and Apple were falling like crazy. Okay, I believed that the move on the day was going to be down, based on other factors, not just SPY. And so when we moved down here, we broke this support. I was hoping to get down to this next target at 377.07. We pulled back on a big green candle, failed to make it back above this now resistance, which was support. This was my first target down, by the way. And then on the second candle, we started to move down. We got picked back up, and then we got pushed back down. I got in on this rejection candle here. I bought 20 contracts for $1.07 a piece. Now, as we started to print and go down, ultimately, I would have been okay with taking profits right here at 377.98. In fact, I think I told everybody that I'd be looking for a 378 profit target. If anything, I would have scaled out there in hopes to make it down to the second target low. Instead, we moved down. I'm in profit this whole time. Not worried, not scared. A double bottom presents itself. I tell everybody in the trade, oh boy, here's a double bottom. I should probably get out of this. Let me give it a little time to play out. Not only does the double bottom hold, it starts to move up. We break through resistance. I should have been out on this candle right here. Right here. Just above my entry candle would have been my stop loss. Told everybody, guys, this is risky. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't take this trade. I'm going to let this one play out. Well, I held it. I held it watching the entire thing go up. I'm calling out the fact that we're in an uptrend. We start moving up. We pull back. We have this trend line right here. Okay, we're respecting the trend line. People took calls. People were making money. Happy day. What do? I take a call off the trend line. What happens? It goes against me. I cut my stop loss again. 10 contracts at $1.05, and I sold them off at 90 cents. Okay, it was a $150 loss there. So basically, excluding this one that I'm still holding, I was now down $50 on the day. As we start to pull back and we find support on this line, we start to move up. Okay. We waited for this area to be tested again. It tested it. It failed. We started to move down. We come down. We pull back. I draw a flag, a bear flag line, saying, guys, we're at resistance. If we break, could be a good time to enter. We broke. Quite a few people took this trade, and quite a few people made it all the way down here. Some stopped here. Some stopped here. Some stopped here. Either way, great play. Easy 100% trade plus. This was 100, 200, almost 300% you could have got out of that trade. It worked out. I didn't take it because I was still holding a stupid trade. And at the time, I think these things got down to be about 16 cents a piece for the $1.07 that I paid for them times 20. We start to move down. We double bottom down here. People who were taking this trade, not the flag, I said, listen, use the trend line as your stop loss. Use the trend line as your entry point, meaning buy in on the trend, get stopped out at a break of the trend. So even if you missed the bottom, you still would have got out at the break of the trend here. Still a good play, and kudos to those who took it. We start to trade sideways a little bit, and then we start to move up. Now, we had a couple people mention, hey, we're wedging. Wasn't really a wedge because we were putting in higher highs and higher lows. But once we developed this little tiny resistance here, somebody had made a mention of normally I would buy puts here. And I said, I don't think I'd buy puts here because we're putting in higher lows and we are wedging up, meaning once the top gets too much pressure on it, it'll normally go up. Fortunately, this person did not take those puts. I'd like to believe that they didn't take them because of my logic, which clearly was flawed today. But thankfully, it did break up to the upside. We did have some people take calls and make money on that. By the way, anywhere I have these lines are trades that we talked about that I didn't necessarily take myself. Okay. So as we're moving up, we're moving down, we're moving up. Now at this point, my puts were now valued at $81 a piece. So I could have minimized my pain significantly had I just decided to take or cut the trade down here again. Okay. Mind you, I got in here at this yellow line. We almost got back to the yellow line. And that was the most that they would ever be worth again. And I didn't take them off. So it could have made that minus 1750 much less painful. And as we move up here, this is when I decided to cut them. Okay, I was hoping maybe this would pull back and keep going. I decided to cut them here. It was painful. I sold them for $22 a piece. And that was it. That was the end of that trade. It was the last trade I took on the day, actually. So instead of trying to trade it back or do anything else, I had actually already created the thumbnail for the video, and I told everybody I'm just going to post a loss today. A good loss, a big loss. And hopefully, folks, I know I'm going to get flamed, but it is what it is. It's part of doing what we do here on YouTube. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. Some mistakes are bigger than others. My trading account's still intact. I still make money way more often than I lose it. And it's not a justification to do something stupid, but it happens. Okay. So to sit here and tell you that, I'm perfect, would be ridiculous. And I know a lot of traders out there, all you ever see is, all the good trades and, the Lambos and the mansions and all the stuff, right? Let me tell you something. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, people. And if you let it get to you, it will humble you. And today was a good old fashioned humble pie for me. Not that I can't lose. I'm well aware of the fact that I can lose trades. I lost big today. But at the end of the day, we as traders are our own worst enemy. Okay. The minute I decided to let this trade play out beyond my stop loss is when it's all over. We have these talks all the time, guys. The minute you deviate from your plan, especially the stop loss side of the plan, it's over. You will take catastrophic losses. Okay? Why? Because the pain gets worse and you can't stomach accepting that pain, and it will just go to zero. Or you'll be lucky and it'll come back and get green, and you'll say, well, last time this happened to me, I held it and it worked out in my favor. Not a good practice, guys. It's not something you should do. And take it from me as somebody who's just showing you openly that when you allow yourself to deviate from the plan, it could cost you big. Okay. At any rate, we started to move down. People were also playing this trend line, or you could have played the break of the trend line to the upside. We talked about that. We talked about playing it to the downside. We talked about the break of the trend line when we established an upward trend. Once again, basically a flag play. Okay, just a longer drawn out one at resistance. Could have bought in here. You would have liked to make your target down here at this blue line. Didn't quite make it. Profitable trade either way. We start to move up, pull back, higher low, higher highs, and once again, we're up here. Now, I am going to use an example here because we had somebody who was fortunate enough to buy puts calls all the way down here at the low of day. And as we started to move up, his target was somewhere around 384, I think he said, or even he wanted 382.90. This line here he was trying to get to. On our way up, I suggested to this gentleman, hey, I would take profits at 382.16. Okay. Where does that number come from? Well, the fact that we rejected that area pretty hard for a solid 30 minutes. When you look at the futures chart, you'll see that we struggled up there as well on the 5-minute chart. I was 6 cents away from the top, from the high of day. And he didn't take his profits. So you know who you are. I love you like a brother, and I'm sorry. He had some 390 calls, and they don't expire till Friday. So, tomorrow may prove that maybe he can make some money back. He's still up 50% on the position or something like that. So he's not hurting, and I'm not gonna bust his chops for not doing that. Although he told me I could if he needed it. I said today's not the day I should be busting anybody's chops but my own. And trust me, I'm kicking my own ass for the mistake I made today. But this is just me holding myself accountable in front of you. So enjoy. We start to pull back. We pull back. We start moving up. Once again, I draw this trend line expecting a resistance in this area again. Now, it happened a little bit soon. We had a bunch of folks take the break of this trend line once again. And they may have taken profits somewhere down here. Okay, we talked about taking profits here because of the support that was there. If you held through it, it continued to move down. The 9 and the 20 were pointing down. Some people took a 920 cross. Some people took the trend line break. Either way, it continued to move down until we found support down here. Now at 2 o'clock today, we all decided to come up with closing prices as we do. I picked, what did I pick? I picked here, 380.63. And boy, this was about the only thing that I got pretty right today. Other than all the plays I didn't take. Some of them I didn't get into because I was a little too aggressive on my fills. Some of them I didn't get into because I was still holding a stupid, expensive mistake. And some of them I didn't play just because I don't associate with more trades as being more money. Meaning I'm going to add more money. I could have very easily made my situation even worse if I continued to trade. So I didn't do that. And I'm just going to let it be a lesson, not just for me, but for everybody who watches this video. But anyway, we get back up to 381.46. We reject it one more time. We come down. We find support on my pre-market high line once again. And we closed inside my circle, just not at my price. Right here. It got to my price, almost to the penny, but then decided to fall out of it. You guys are going to see a little bit of a jump cut in the middle of this video. OBS once again failed. It froze up on me. I can't wait to build myself another new computer. This one's amazing, but I don't know what the problem is. It's probably software related, but it just freezes out of nowhere for some reason. The video does. So maybe it's a Logitech issue. I don't know. But that being said, if you got any useful information out of this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you found enjoyment in the fact that I took a big fat L today, also, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm okay with that. I know I'm going to get some you should have done this comments. Why don't you do that comments? Today's the day. I probably deserve them. Doesn't mean I'm going to respond to all of them. And if I sound snippety when I do, it's because I've already kicked my ass enough for the mistakes I made. But have at it. It's open season on Jimmy. Also, if you'd like to join our Discord community and hang out with a bunch of like-minded people that do this all day long, not do this in what I did today, but trade spy all day, please join us. There's a link down below for that. We'd love to have you. Also, if you'd like to become a patron so that you can have access, unadulterated access to everything that we do in the community, including live trading and sharing my live charts, you're more than welcome, and we'd love to have you. And check out our website, www.trading-decoded.com. And we are going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys had a better day than I did. And until the next one, I love you guys. See ya.